Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
Oh, my God. I don't even know where to begin after that. What a night at Raymond James Stadium. I'm still buzzing. I don't even think I've slept. I think I just got done with the postgame show with Chief and Linnelli. That's I get 2 hours to fill, so I better not be at a loss for words. What a night at Raymond James Stadium. The greatest sporting event in Tampa Bay history? Let's debate, shall we? Good morning, Nick Geddes from On3 Sports. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. How could I not be doing fantastic after last night? First of all, yeah, love the hat. I got the Lightning sweatshirt going on. Put the Gasparilla themed Lightning hat on today. Very proud more than ever, probably, to be from the 813 today. So let me put that out there. Yeah. You said we'll get into it. You know, could it have been the greatest sporting event in Tampa Bay history? I do know this, JP. It was the best display of anything that I've seen in Raymond James Stadium in the year 2025/2026.
Oh, am I frozen? I don't know what's going on with my internet this morning. I think it's because I'm frozen. Tampa Bay is frozen. But hopefully it'll keep working. I might have to jump out and jump back in. But right now we're going to roll. You guys let me know if you can't hear me or something's going on, and we'll keep it going. Yeah. You know, we debated this last night on the post-game show. Of course, it was a Lightning post-game show, so perhaps we were a little bit biased for what just happened in front of our eyes, maybe a little recency bias as well. I mean, obviously, the Super Bowl, you winning a Super Bowl in your own stadium is a pretty big deal. But let's not forget there were only 25,000 fans there. It was a little weird. The whole COVID thing was a little weird. It was the whole entire atmosphere was absolutely it was surreal. It was absolutely perfect. It was phenomenally executed on every single level. I got notes all over the place, and I'll just be bringing stuff from my memory. And Nick, you jump in here like what you guys saw on TV, because the atmosphere from the very beginning was unlike anything I've ever seen in my life at Raymond James Stadium. It was, first of all, you walked in and there were I'm walking through the parking lot. First of all, there were more people there than you ever see at a Bucs game. Way more people. It just, the Bucs game, usually it's, low 60s, maybe if it's packed. But this was a jam-packed 65,000. You throw in staff and everybody else, there was probably 75,000 people there, at least, if not 80,000 people. Staff, players, work, everything. It was so packed. Going through the parking lot and just seeing Lightning jerseys everywhere. Lightning jerseys and Lightning people tailgating. I'm walking through there and they're just like, JP, I'm like, this is amazing. I'm stopping and, grabbing a chicken wing and a beer here and there. And so we made our way over to FanFest, and it was just packed. I saw Greg Wolf there, and he said there was 40,000 people here. And I'm gonna kind of take this chronologically because it's the only way my brain can just handle the sensory overload of what we just witnessed last night. And the FanFest was just packed, and just all you could see is Lightning. There were a smattering of Boston fans there, and then the Locash is playing, and they're a local band, so they're all jerseyed up. Then the Rays come out, Shane McClanahan, Junior Caminero, all the Rays stars were there as well. And the Bucs come out on the stage as well. And then the team gets off the trolleys, the Tampa Bay trolleys. There was no detail left unperfectly done. They get off the trolleys. Okay, this was probably the only thing that maybe we could rethink. They're wearing Bucs gear and helmets, pads, everything. But it's the creamsicles. And I'm like, oh, you guys sure look good. You look good, but I'm like, And then the first period happened. I'm like, I told you, you can't win in those things. They're iconic. They're beautiful, but you can't win them. You just can't. And finally, even the Bucs even the Lightning upped the Bucs on that level. The Lightning won a game in creamsicles where the Bucs really can't. So they get off, and then the Bruins show up. I mean, head to toe in Patriots, old time Patriots gear, absolutely phenomenal as well. And then for me personally, this was I'm walking around the stadium, and I'm just waiting, and I knew that we were going to do a Hockey Night Live at some point. I didn't know if it was going to be way before, the people even get in there. And it was full. But it was full. It was right after warmups, and everybody's waiting for everything. And my fat face pulls up on the freaking Jumbotron. We're having some technical problems. I don't know if this is even going to play, but I'll give it a try here. Watching this, I'm like, okay, they're probably just going to do 45 seconds. They'll cut it down. No, they did the whole 6 minutes. And I'm not going to show you the whole 6 minutes. I got to give you the production on this was so cool. They edited. We taped it Thursday night after the game.
Ladies and audience, Scallywags, Happy Gas Parade, Sunday Stadium Series, salutations, Tampa Bay, transmitting across the bay. I'm JP Peterson, along with our hardworking production pirates, here to fire up all the facts and figures to get you fueled up for face-off in our pregame spin of Hockey Night Live, presented by Tampa General Hospital. Hope you've had a great Gasparilla weekend. And it's great to be back with you as Coops troops hit the ice al fresco. Yes, it's game 3 of the homestand, but it's the first ever outdoor NHL hockey game here in Tampa Bay. And isn't it glorious?
My mouse isn't working, so I can't even shut this off. I'm trying to shut it off.
I got you there. There you go.
There we go. So watching that was completely surreal for me. And it really got a great reaction from the crowd too. So I was very pleased with that. And then the game starts. The game starts, and 11 seconds in, Hagel scores. Fastest ever score, tied for fastest in Lightning history. Fastest ever first goal in an outdoor game. And the place just goes absolutely bonkers. Absolutely. In a roar that, would rival any all-star touchdown. It was that loud. It was that loud and kept going. And then, by the way, did I mention Baker Mayfield and Tristan Wirfs leading them out? Tristan with the big boom box. I mean, how good was that?
Yeah, that. And then let's not overlook our wonderful leader in John Cooper and his get up when they started coming down. What was it supposed to be, a plank, a long plank? I guess they designed it when they were coming on, and they showed Cooper on the thing, and he hit one of these or whatever. And I'm like, what is, I think everybody that moment was like, that's it. You got to give him the Jack Adams. That's it. Literally Twitter, every clip I saw of John Cooper whenever he came out was like Jack Adams. Enough said.
Was that and then when he did this was so cool. We talked about this last week. I think it was on Thursday or Friday when I found out from David Kahn, my longtime friend, who he is the custom tailor. He makes all the suits for the coaching staff, for a lot of the Buccaneers, Rondé, and I've known David forever. In fact, he's going to come on tomorrow and give us a little story on how this whole thing was born, and this whole idea was born. So the coaches wanted to give a flavor because they're, as Coop said in the post game, they've been known to go have a cigar or two in Ybor City. So this was a nod to the old gentleman of yesteryears in Ybor who used to dress up every day and go hang out on 7th Avenue and smoke a cigar. I mean, really, really an excellent touch. And then all the coaching staff was dressed up like that. And so we'll get more details on that tomorrow, which I think is pretty cool. But again, no detail left unturned. Right. And not just let's just do it out. Everything was done out to the max, right? And so we get going, and then just to play perfectly into the script almost, the home team goes down by 5-1. It's what? They haven't played this poorly all year. Maybe Victor Hedman had something to do with that. Which, by the way, Coop said this after the game too. They knew that Heddy wasn't 100%. And they knew he would, but at some point they had to start working him back into the games, And how about a nod to the organization, knowing that he probably wasn't perfectly ready to play, but he's your captain, right? He means so much to this organization.
He needed to be there. He needed to be there.
Right.
It's the same way how like even Point unfortunately could not play. Dastu, like even Coop let them go on the ice, in pregame warmup to take in that atmosphere, which again is the right thing to do. But to Hedman specifically, the captain needed to be there. He needed to be there.
Yeah. And again, nod to the organization. It's not always just about, 100% winning or making money. I mean, they spent so much money on all these details. They didn't have to do that, but that's the Vinnick way. I mean, that is the Vinnick way. And shout out to Mr. Vinnick, who couldn't be here because of a major snowmobile accident in Norway. He couldn't travel. And if there's any damper on the festivities, that was it. Because this doesn't even come close to happening without Mr. Vinnick. He would have, but I'm sure wherever he was watching it from, he was so proud of what Tampa Bay looked like on TV and what his team looked like in his franchise. So just to make the script even more dramatic, we got to go down 5-1, right? We got to go down 5-1. And then in the second period, it just, they get the power play. And how great is it that the power play played into this? There's a power play that started so bad in the beginning of the year. And now with Darren Radish's Radish bombs, and we got a Radish bomb. We had to have that, right? I mean, what didn't we have? The Radish bomb, another 98 now bomb that goes in on the power play. And it starts with Bjorkstrand with the beautiful hands around the net. He scores. Then the Radish bomb, and then Nick Paul on a great pass from Gensel, and Kucherov is orchestrating all of this. And, of course, it's got to be Kucherov who ties the game, right, with the Black. That's got to be Kucherov who ties the game to make it go to 5-5. And, of course, what sparked the whole damn thing? The goalie fight. The goalie fight. I mean, are you kidding me? So as soon as I saw Swayman hit Hagel with the blocker, I don't know why, but it's just probably because of the goalie fight we had 2 weeks ago. I don't know why, but immediately I turned to my left and I look at Vasi. As soon as Swayman dove on Hagel, and I went, and he starts coming. And I'm like, no way. This is not going to happen. And he skates right up to the red line, and Swayman comes out, and now the place is just going crazy. The place is just going bananas. And we have a freaking goalie fight. And not only do we have a freaking goalie fight, but Vasi turns southpaw like it's a Rocky movie or something, turns southpaw and starts beating the hell out of Swayman. And now I'm like, you can't make this shit up. You can't make it up.
Well, it was fitting because when they came out in the full creamsicle garb, I was watching every player go by, and I saw some jokes on Twitter. It was like, it looked like you could have told me that was a Bucks kicker tryout, and I would have believed you because nobody looked like they belonged. The one guy who actually looked like he belonged in the uniform was the guy wearing 88, and maybe it was because the tight end is 88 ain't a slimming number necessarily in football. Maybe that's what it was, but he looked like a tight end. And so it was fitting that he had that moment there. But yeah, that was the loudest it got on TV for sure. I was full disclosure for me, I'm at home. I was kind of like making dinner at that point because I was like, all right, it's 5-1. Now I'm done watching this intently. I'm going to start making dinner. Right. I had it on my phone. And I'm literally walking up the stairs, and I see it happening on my phone, and I started running upstairs to go to the TV, and I was like, Case, you got to see this. Look at this. And she stood up in bed. I mean, it's just amazing. And you just don't see those things anymore. I mean, we had a goalie fight 2 weeks ago. I think we've had 2 goalie fights in the last 6 years, and they've happened within 2 weeks of each other. You just don't see that, and the setting just made it what it was. It would have been cool anywhere, but because it was in that setting, it was legendary.
Yeah. And I'm not saying, we kind of joked on the postgame show last night that it was pre-planned because they were laughing so much afterwards, and Vasi's interview was just absolutely awesome. He's like, well, I want to thank Swayman. That was really great that we were able to do that, and he's a great guy. And I'm like, at some point, did they just cross each other in the hallway and kind of wink and go, if you want to go, I'll be ready. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Why not, right?
Fine by me. Fine by me.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And then then ignites it. When they tell stories of this 50 years from now, people are not going to believe it. They're just not going to believe how this happened. Then they tie, and then the overtime was incredible. And we get the penalty, and we're all in the press box going, You know, we see the arm go up, and we can't hear a whistle, though, because the crowd is so loud you can't hear a whistle. But you see the arm go up, and you're like, okay, that was a slash, right? Now you're thinking, and then Swayman skates off like it's a Boston penalty because they're not stopping it. And so he thinks it's a Boston. Can you imagine if the Lightning got the puck and shot it in, you know, and then they're not stopping them. So Swayman goes off. They score the goal, and everybody's like, oh. But then the ref's like, no goal, no goal, no goal. And then with 30 seconds left, Kucherov gets the stretch pass, and he's in one-on-one with Swayman. I'm like, this is how it's going to end, right? This is how it's going to end. No, but we're not done. Can you imagine, like, the wife, you know, sitting up in the 300s that got dragged to this game, right? And she's sitting there like, now she's got complete frostbite. And she's like, wait a minute, overtime? We're good. We got more of this. Now she's like, wait, shootout? Like, can we effing leave, please? And the husband's going, no, I'm throwing you over the top. If you want, you want to leave, go.
Yeah.
And then we go to the shootout, and Gensel scores, and it hits the post. It hits the freaking post and goes in. All right, so now Vasi's got the game, all, and it was Pasta, wasn't it? Pasternak?
Yeah, it was Pasta.
It's Pasta versus Vasi in the shootout, and he goes to the deke and then looks 5-hole. Vasi shuts him down, and then he tries to go up right corner. And did they say Vasi got it? I was just watching the replay. I don't know if he got a glove on it. It may have changed. I don't know, but it hits the outside of the post and goes off. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you serious? And then the place just goes bonkers, and the party is on. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Greatest comeback in Lightning history. They've never come back from 4 goals down and 1. Radish sets the blue line record of some type. I can't even remember what the exact stuff was. I mean, there were so many things that happened in this game, and I'm sure I forgot a bunch of them. But, man, that was just – I think the greatest event in Tampa Bay history. When you throw everything in from this weekend with Gasparilla, the cold temperatures, everything that happened on Sunday, even Saturday, just everything that went on. Forgot, Tim McGraw concert. That was pretty cool as well. I mean, what can you say? It was just absolutely perfect. Now, I wasn't at the Super Bowl. Full disclosure, I wasn't at the Super Bowl. So I was, but I can't imagine. I mean, it was great to see the Buccaneers win Super Bowl. I mean, and it's Brady and all that. So, yeah, I mean, that's tough to beat, right? That's tough to beat. But there's that huge cloud that's hanging. Nobody saw it. We as a community,
we got robbed.
Couldn't enjoy it.
We got robbed.
Right?
We got robbed. It was everything that was cool about that night was the watch party you were hanging out at somewhere in Tampa, and after when you're in the streets. That was the fun part of it. But the game itself, we got a little bit robbed from that. Now, are you just talking about Tampa Bay sports and specifically Raymond James? Because you were talking about all time. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Because you can't
pull a truck pull out and say that was sorry, Nick, you can't do that. It was the greatest.
It was the greatest Tampa event in Raymond James for sure.
Now, Game 7, 2004 was pretty freaking special. That was pretty freaking special. And you're winning a Stanley Cup. So,
right.
So, what do you guys think? Greatest sports moment in Tampa Bay history? Again, recency bias. It's just the way everything was executed. The way it just went so perfectly. And I don't know. That's maybe I'm just a little recency bias, but I just think that was beyond perfect. And
all I know is I went through the range of emotions yesterday throughout that game of 11 seconds, or even before when they came out for warmups. I'm sitting in my office because I was still working, and I saw them come out, and I was like, man, I have the worst case of FOMO that could exist right now. I was like, why did I not do it? Because I was like, the tickets were crazy expensive. And of course, if you went, you got your money's worth and then some on it. So that's the good thing for everybody who was there. But I was like, I couldn't justify doing it. I was like, I just sat on it for so long and I was like, can't do it. I'll live. I went to the Nashville one, already did it. Fun, cool. But they came out and I'm looking at the atmosphere and I could feel it, coming through the TV. And then they score 11 seconds in and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? What am I doing here in my own home right now? What am I doing here? And then they go up 5-1. Like I said, I started making dinner. I was basically watching it on my phone at that point, just completely tuned out. Me and my friends are texting because we decided we weren't going to pull the trigger. And we're like, we made the right call. And then, the fight happens, and we all started texting each other like, oh, we're idiots. Why didn't we do it? We should have done it, And then it was like, if they come back and win this game, I'm going to be really freaking pissed that I'm not at that field. And the way everything transpired, like you said, it was like a movie script, and it was like every beat was just hit perfectly. If you could critique anything, Kucherov should have scored on the breakaway, and it could have ended right there. And my goodness, the roof would have blown off I mean, there's no roof, but you know what I mean? The place would have gone absolutely batshit if Kucherov scores in that moment. That was the only beat missed, but everything else, come on.
You could say the shootout, the way it ended maybe was better. I don't know, it's being it's like walking through it. Like it's like it was like walking into a movie, and being in the movie. So for me personally, this will go down as the greatest sporting event I've ever been a part of, attended, and being able to do the pregame and the postgame, I'm biased in that way as well. So I don't know. It was, what do you guys think as fans? Was it the greatest sporting event?
I would also tell you too, it's also, people were saying yesterday, and I mean like real reporters for the NHL, like I'm talking about the guys up in Canada, were saying it might have been the greatest outdoor game played.
Yeah.
When you look at the quality of the game and everything.
I texted Steve Levy, who did the pregame in a pirate outfit on the ship. I texted him. I said, I didn't have this on my bingo card that both of us would be dressed up as pirates, witnessing an outdoor game in Tampa like this. And he's like, he said this was the most insane outdoor game ever. And he's done a bunch of them. So, I mean, for all the NHL people and all the guys I talked to in the press box, all the lifers that were there, Espo, we talked to Espo after I said Espo, as he was getting off the call of the game with Mish when we went in the post game, and we did it from the same booth there. And I said to Espo, I said, hey man, you're one of the greatest visionaries and dreamers in the history of Tampa Bay sports, but you didn't even dream of this. And he laughed. He goes, I can't believe this all came together. This is amazing. It was just amazing on every freaking level. And man, I just don't even know what do you do for an encore? Go win a Stanley Cup.
For this year, that's the only thing you can do at this moment. But I was going to say, because I saw there was like a comment in here about, getting another outdoor game, and they're going to get more of these in the future now. I almost don't even want to do it again. Like, I mean, I know like I wasn't there, so I can't speak, but it's like, I almost feel like you have to leave it be, because nothing's ever going to top this. And you have to acknowledge that the NHL, everything that they could not control and would be out of their control this weekend, it all happened to fruition. I mean, 35 degrees to the point where they said on the broadcast they were heating the ice.
No, ironically, yeah. So somebody tried to explain it to me who is way smarter than me. Basically, they come up with a plan on the expected temperature, what it's going to be, the temperature range, which averages 71 degrees in Tampa on February 1st. So all their formularies, like how they do the ice, how they compose the ice or whatever, are based on that. And so when it gets cold, they had to, on the fly, figure it out. And obviously Saturday did not go well. I mean, you heard Kucherov's comments, and I'm like, oh, this is – and that just kind of added to the drama, really, because now I'm like, oh, Jesus. Now what if they have to cancel this game because the ice is terrible? And it's because it's too cold. I'm like, trust me, for the people that were running the event, that was going through their mind. They were like, Jesus, like what now? The only thing we didn't plan on was it being too cold in Florida. This is going to screw up the whole thing. But to their credit, they figured it out. The ice I'm not going to say it was perfect, but it was good enough. It was good enough, right. And it was no issues whatsoever. Nobody complained about it. So it was perfect. It might as well be perfect.
I don't even know like if I'm living in the moment because we just watched it and it's our team and everything. I'm sure that's part of it. but I've watched a lot of these outdoor games. Not all of them, but I've watched a lot of them. And, I watched the Winter Classic this year, the one they had in Miami, which, LOL.
LOL.
But I can't. I'm serious. Like when you watch some of the outdoor games, I'm sort of like, it's all about the atmosphere before.
Right.
It's
right.
That's kind of what
the game always sucks.
The game always stinks. It's like everybody's moving in slow motion. I didn't get that last night. I thought everybody it looked as close to like a normal NHL game if you were watching in a 20,000 seat arena as you could possibly have playing outdoors in a 65,000 seat stadium. I'm telling you, when you watch these outdoor games, it always looks different and it's never a great product. And I think that's a lot of the reason why people kept saying that, hey, this might be an outdated concept. There's too many of them. We're allowing too many teams to do it, the hockey elitist and all that stuff. Right. And then the games aren't great, blah, blah, blah. And it just needed to come to Tampa. That's it. We just needed to revive this whole concept. And I thought it was perfect. I mentioned off the top of the show, I felt so proud to be from this area last night. And I truly believe that. It's like I was filled with so much pride because you had the whole, Wirfs and Mayfield being the hype men coming in, the connection with the Buccaneers. You got Shane McClanahan, Ryan Pepio, and Junior Caminero sitting in the stands. The Rays are together, so they're represented. Side note, and I already see Lonnie talking about it, I didn't need to interview Yankee pitchers during the broadcast last night. Didn't need that when I got Junior
Shane McClanahan was there, by the way.
Yeah, Shane McClanahan is in the stands. Junior Caminero is in the stands. I want to hear from them. Maybe you could have even interviewed Kyle Tucker for all I care. I didn't want to, but I didn't want to hear from the Yankee players. Side note. But yeah, I just had so much joy, so much pride in it. And it's like last night, the big event going on, it was the Grammys. You had LeBron, maybe his last game at Madison Square Garden. The thing that I saw most of my timeline and the thing people were most excited about was this hockey game last night. And that's a beautiful thing to see. And it involved your Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah. Sorry, I missed the Grammys and the political grandstanding. But by the way, Jelly Roll, love you, brother. Love you, my man. Yeah, it's just, and to your point, Nick, and I said, I don't know if I said this on the post game last night, but I thought it in my brain, but I don't think I said it. Exactly what you said. Don't do it again. You can't top it. It's just you let this stand forever as just the moment that it was. We don't need to do this again. Maybe 20 years down the line, when I'm dead, you can resurrect me from Davy Jones' locker and I'll do that again. But no, you can't top it. Just leave it be. It was absolute effing perfection. Absolute perfection. And you can't top it. Why even try? Just, no, we're good. We did it. Hey, you went to your premier franchise in your league and you said, okay, we're finally going to give you one. Let's see what you do with it. And like everything else, we do it the best. And may I just say, kind of closing this segment, and then we'll get to all your comments because I want to get to them. Good stuff coming in. So I really appreciate you guys jumping on and get your, whatever highlights you had, please put them in the comments. And we're going to get to all that in our second segment. So proud of Tampa Bay. So proud of Tampa Bay. We showed up for Gasparilla, hardy as hell, 15 wind chill, and we knocked that out of the park as we always do. I went to the Friday night, one of Tampa Bay's own, Bert Kreischer, at the Benchmark International Arena. He crushed it. I've never laughed so hard in my life. If you're not a Bert Kreischer fan, you would have loved this because, he went to Jesuit, grew up here. He had so many local jokes. Like the local stuff was just so good and perfect for Gasparilla. Absolutely perfect for Gasparilla. Start with that, then Gasparilla, then everything that went down on Sunday night, in front of the world. Prices were coming down, real estate prices. Unfortunately, they're going right back up because another million people are moving to Tampa Bay after that last night. So, so proud of Rob Higgins and Rondé Barber doing their thing. The community hero, which probably didn't play on TV. They brought Rob down, and he did a shot for another $100,000 to Moffitt Cancer Center. So they gave away $200,000 in the community hero, and Rob was the community hero as it should be. And his best buddy Rondé was down there to give away the check. I mean, that was so quintessential Tampa Bay, right? Another a cancer survivor in Moffitt, which is such a great part of an integral part of Tampa Bay. I mean, what part of Tampa Bay did we not lean into? It showed who we are and what we are on such a level of excellence, perfect execution, humanity, and John Cooper, and it was perfect. And it's just so displayed everything about Tampa Bay. I get a little choked up thinking about it. And if you aren't proud to be from here right now after that, then I don't know what we got for you. But and to your point, Miami did their thing, and it was so Miami, and nobody cared. Nobody cared. Nobody was talking about it. It was just meh, right?
Yeah.
And we bring it up to Tampa Bay. It's a couple weeks later. It's like, this is how you do it. Same people, by the way, NHL, but it was, the NHL Productions. But when they came here, we had a whole Tampa Sports Authority, did a great job. Eric Hart, Bobby Sylvester, his whole team, unbelievable. The stadium looked fantastic. We didn't even talk about just the eye, just the pirate map and all that. I mean, so good. Guys with, took their shirts off and they're freaking throwing their in 30-degree weather. It was perfect. I'm so glad to be part of this community, and to be even just a small part of the whole presentation last night. It was probably the greatest career highlight for me. I got a chance to do a Super Bowl thing on CBS, but I really, I wasn't there. I didn't get to really witness that. So this for me was just a career highlight, and selfishly, I'll just mention it and just say thank you to John Franzone and the Lightning Vision people for allowing me to do this for 11 years and be able to be part of that last night was just absolutely incredible. And I really didn't sleep much last night, so I'm probably running on at the mouth, and it is what it is, man. It's just perfect. It's just perfect. Have the last word, Nick, before we go to break.
Yeah, I echo much of you said. Proud to be the community. I think this is the greatest place on earth, and I think sports. Sports is just one of those things that, we talk about scripts and perfect stuff. It's like, where can you see those things happen? Well, you see it happen in sports. You see it happen in a hockey game. It was a great, unifier, I'm sure, for the community, for everybody to be bracing those elements, and everybody wearing a Lightning sweater. And by the way, we're facing the big bad Boston Bruins and everything.
Yeah.
And I think that added to it. Like, the opponent had to be right, in Boston, Tampa, like just perfect. So I guess that's where I leave it. Perfect is the word that I use. And I don't remember the last time I said that about a sporting event that I couldn't pick a hole through.
Yeah, and I'll say this last comment because you kind of clicked in with me. It's just sports brings people together in such an organic way. And just, you could turn on the Grammys and see all the, the bullshit going on in this world. And this was all about unity in the community. As Chris Thomas used to say, unity in the community. And there was none of that. It was just all about having fun, plundering and pirates and ice hockey and just pure joy. And that's a welcome respite from what's going on in the world. And just, freeze me right there on the ice. Freeze me on the ice. I'm just done. I'll go out just like that. That'll be just fine. And let that be my last memory, because that was pretty freaking cool. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll come back on the other side and get to all of your comments, because you guys are lighting up the comments, and we really appreciate it. And I want you to be a big part of this show today, because I want to hear from you and what stood out for you last night. And if it's some of the stuff that we mentioned, because I know we mentioned a lot, that's cool. Just emphasize it, and we'll get to all the comments next. We're brought to you by the great folks, speaking of and all of our great local sponsors that make this place great. I was texting along with some folks with Steve Weintraub this morning of the Golden Diamond Source and having some fun. And, just all these great companies you see here, Kingmakers, Genesis of Tampa, Mike Murphy and his group, Cafe Paradiso and Paulo Tini and John Rodriguez and Third Generation Plumbing and Italiano Insurance and Jeff and Nat Italiano and Riveters, Andres and Tara over there, and all the folks that are part of this. And we have a new sponsor, by the way, Pitch Roofing. Piss Roofing joining us today, a great local roofing company, great folks over there, Bill Slover and whole group over there. We will tell you all about them as the show goes on. So we've got more great local sponsors jumping on board, and you're all a huge part of it. That's what we do here. We highlight the community and all these great local businesses. So thank you guys so much for being a part of it. Quick break. We'll come back on the other side, and we have the other great part of this show, which is all you guys that make it so great. And I saw a bunch of you, David Terry and your lovely wife that we met last night. A lot of folks that listened to the show came up, and Jeremy and Zach and all of you came up and said hello last night. Oh, that's what makes the show what it is. And I tell you guys all the time. So thank you for that. Quick break. Back in 3. Stay with us. Well, the folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC want to say thanks for making them so dadgum busy. Of course, advertising on your favorite Tampa Bay sports talk show helps, but it's their incredible customer service, honesty, and integrity that have earned them tons of 5-star reviews. And now you could be part of the team at Third Generation. Yes, they are so slammed, they need to hire more certified AC technicians and plumbers. It's a great family business to work for. My buddy John Rodriguez runs an old school family business since 1995. They pay well, give you all the holidays off, and they offer great benefits. No cold corporate atmosphere here. You're part of the family. If this sounds cool to you, call them and apply at 813-961-8024, or you can email your resume in at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Just go to the website, you'll see the button, email them, or call them at 813-961-8024. And don't forget about the $169 yearly maintenance special. It's a no-brainer, guys. thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and they also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted #3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or co-pays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. My audio, everything is my entire setup here, Nick, is a little weird. So if I can't click on the comments, you might have to do it. So Anyway, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here. I think we got internet outages all over Tampa Bay. I don't know if you're doing good, Nick, there, but this cold weather has been wreaking havoc all over Florida on all our infrastructure because we're not used to it. So schools are closed and everything is kind of breaking down. But hopefully you guys are getting everything loud and clear. So, all right, let's start. Just because it's so ridiculous, I have to start with. Well, actually, I think it might have gone away. Buck's Basement was in here early today, and only he could F this thing up by connecting it to Todd Bowles. How do you connect last night to Todd Bowles? Watch the skillful negativity of my man Buck's Basement. He says, morning, guys. On my way to work, just want to say, amazing how the creamsicle curse at home games can be broken when you have a fantastic head coach and a good team. The Bucks can relate. As sick as that is, Bucks Basement, well done.
But wait, there's more. I also don't blame Mike for leaving. Why on earth would he stay when Bowles is still here? We're not winning a title with that man. He knows that. He can go to an actual Super Bowl contender. That's only 2/3 of it. Let's go to the final.
Oh, there's more. Oh, great.
Also, Levante, I love you, man, but trying to say Bucks fans are out to get Bowles, acting as if it's not warranted. Like, are you kidding me? Don't blame fans for not accepting mediocrity.
That's just outstanding. Way to go, Bucks Basement. That's fantastic. All right, continue.
Alejandro Noriega, morning plundering Peterson. The crew came back to beat the old scurvy Boston Invaders. They plundered, pillaged, and fought to defeat the Invaders and claimed the booty. What a game and victory, Tampa.
Well,
this is from. I'm gonna let you read the ones. I think I should let you read the ones that have to do with the. I'll let you read the ones that have the pirate themes because I know you got the voice that makes it work. So,
JS813 says, good morning, plundering Peterson, Burgundy beard, nefarious Nick the Tally Man on the pillaging Petermans across the 7 seas. Well done. Well, we leaned into it. We can do it. We can wait a year.
That's what people on Twitter were saying that are like not Lightning fans are like, this is so absurd, but like if you're going to do it, you might as well go all in. And every detail, like you said, was there. It was as all in as I've seen a presentation for a outdoor hockey game. Not even close.
You think like Gasparilla has obviously been going on for 100 years. But a lot of people, you see it on national social media now that a lot of people had no idea about it. So now they know. Which
right. I saw people saying like, why are they? I saw some people going like, what's with the whole pirate theme and everything? And I'm like, really? We haven't established that yet in Tampa? We haven't done enough, but apparently not.
Yeah.
JSA 813 followed. Since December, the Lightning have won as many games at Ray J as the Bucks, the team that calls home. Yeah, we know that. Let's go to David Terry 7376 said it was a pleasure meeting you last night, JP. What an epic comeback that was. Best hockey game I've been to.
Yeah, so David tells me yesterday, he and his wife both work for FedEx, and he plays the show like on the speakers in his truck. So when he gets out of the truck, you know, he can hear the whole thing. And it got me choked up. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I hear you people come up to me and you say you watch the show every day, and it's humbling. It's really, really humbling because I know you gotta jump through some hoops to watch it. Not as many as you used to, but so it's really, really humbling. And thank you so much. And that's why I always say, if you guys see me out and about, please come up and say hello. Please come up and say hello. I'm going to take a picture with you, post it, and just thank you because I appreciate it.
Alejandro followed up. He said, yeah, I see why the Rays want to put the stadium next to Ray J because there's so much potential. With Rays being at the game as well, I take that as a sign of the future things to come. Let's go Rays.
Yeah, quick moment here to talk about this. As we reported a couple weeks ago, and then Mark Topkin failed to mention that and all of his stuff, but that's okay. The press conference is coming tomorrow. And as we said, the governor will be here. Rob Manfred will be here. I've been told that the renderings will be shown tomorrow, but no financial plan. So we'll keep you posted. And Wednesday morning is the county commission meeting where it's on the agenda as well to be discussed. So there'll be public comment. Obviously, we don't have a financial plan yet, so we don't know exactly, what to comment in terms of what the public is paying and what we're paying. But I'm just here to say, can we get some positive momentum going? Like, it's fun. Like, we've waited 20 years. And I know so many people are like, oh, we've heard this before and the rendering, blah, 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 blah. Until the shovel's in the ground, I'm not even going to get excited. Can we just get a little bit of positivity going about the possibility? And as I've told you people a gazillion times, and yesterday was proof positive of what the F we can do in this city when we don't have some carpetbagging. All right, sorry. When Stu's gone, this was a Stu problem. This is not a us problem, clearly. So how about some positivity about the possibility of having a gorgeous stadium right across from Raymond James and hosting the national championship game in 2029 with the World Baseball Classic in a brand new baseball stadium the month before, or the 2 months after, I guess it would be, right? So this is all possible. And, the mayor is positive. The incoming mayor is positive about it. The governor is positive about it. The guys who own the team are positive about it. The HC people are positive. All the movers and shakers are positive and confident that this is going to happen. But all you people want to read the Times and put all kinds of negative shit on social media. Can we please just start to show a little bit of enthusiasm for the possibility? Can we just do that? Thank you. Continue.
Aviation says, what a badass game. I think we all echo that one. Captain K says, I put the Super Bowl above all else, but last night I would put it a strong second, if not 1B. Certainly, like we said, if we had that stadium full 65,000 for the Super Bowl, I mean, nothing would top that.
And it's no contest.
It's no contest. This is a cool comment here from Matt Doria. He says, what a great game. It was the first time my girl watched a hockey game with me, and it was definitely one to remember. And now she wants to watch again. Stay warm, guys.
Oh, dude, that is a great legacy of this game. Yeah, how many people became hockey fans last night that had never been to a game and were dragged to this game, right, by somebody else who's a hockey freak? Yeah. How many Lightning fans were made last night? A lot. Well said.
Yeah, I mean, football's awesome. Baseball's awesome. We grew up with those sports, but hockey is just, there's something special about hockey, and it's like in its own little atmosphere. It's like in its own little bubble, and you don't get the outstanding, exhausting narratives that seem to come through in other sports. Hockey's all about the game, and I love that. And the product is as good as it ever has been, as far as I'm concerned. So,
and by the way, Mr. King, all your negativity ain't making it on the show today. So check back with us on another time. Sorry.
Negativity. I haven't seen this one.
Don't put any of
I guess. Get
out of here. Get out of here.
JSA13 said John Cooper looked like he was going to sing Mambo No. 6.
Yes, he did.
What was the character? I'm not up to date with my movie references. Tony Montana. Is that what they said?
Tony Montana. Yeah, but that was a South Florida Cuban. That's not what this was. This was a distinguished Ybor City businessman smoking cigars on 7th Avenue in the 40s. That's what that was.
The mafia. Yep, got it.
Yeah, a little bit of that too. Yeah.
A little bit of the mafia. Buckin 0220 felt so proud to be a Tampa sports fan last night. Cooch said they were calling Vasi White Tyson. That was the other thing. Kucherov did not. First note on Kucherov, when they came out in the Buck stuff, my mind immediately went to Kucherov, and I was like, I bet he didn't do this. And I couldn't find him at first. And then I finally found like a screen grab of him, and I was like, I could definitely tell. He's like, in his head, he's like, what the F are we doing? Why am I having hockey? Can I just play hockey? Like, I already hate the ice. It's cold, and now you're making me wear this. Like, that's exactly how I felt. And then he actually spoke to the media yesterday, was in a good mood after the game.
Yeah, smiling Cooch. Yeah.
Smiling.
Yeah. I mean, that quote, when I saw that quote on the ice, you can't, what did he say? You can't run F1 in the effing dirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, you could say the ice is back. Can you imagine the NHL officials listening to that? Oh my God. Yeah.
I think he just lost a Hall of Fame vote for saying that, to be honest with you.
Oh, not going to be on the first ballot. He got the reporters pissed off. Now they only do that in the NFL.
Yeah. Bell here says, good morning, guys. Great night and lots of fun at Watch Party. Had a blast. Love the teams supporting each other. Yes, that's what made it really special as well.
Super.
Keep going through here. Trying to find some new people here.
I wish I could help you out. My computer is
not. There's a lot of comments I'm trying to get through here. I wish Lonnie Wilkins said, I wish the cameras caught during the goalie fight the Lightning video crew fighting the NHL video crew when JP was swinging in like Anchorman.
It would have been fun. God, that was so good. It was like almost in slow motion. When Swayman came out, he didn't even go right to Vass. He kind of worked around to the left, all dramatic like, and then they met at center ice and it circled each other. It's just so good. So it was like almost choreographed, but so perfect.
Richie said, this is also the other part we didn't really mention, featuring the largest comeback in NHL outdoor history, a goalie fight and record fast opening goal provided unprecedented drama. Yeah, that was they kept repeating it over and over. And I was like, surely that can't be right. First 4-goal deficit the Lightning have ever answered. And that was also
they've come back in games from 4 down, but they've not actually finished it off and won it.
Not actually won it. They kept saying that. And I was like, is that really true? But I guess it was. And then the other thing too, which is really impressive, this one, Boston had not blown a 2-goal lead all year long.
Yeah.
Until last night.
They were 11-2-1 in January. So, I mean, this were two teams on freaking heaters. And that kind of played out in the game. They were on a heater in the first. The Lightning finished it off. Yeah.
Yeah. James /Ludeman, the temperature at game time, come back from 4 goals down, the overall vibe of the weekend, the goalie fight, and a shootout. Absolutely insane. The hockey gods were shining down on Tampa. Absolutely. Dale Simpson says, anyone know why they use the on-field speakers instead of the Ray J PA system for audio? They did the same thing at the Nashville Stadium game.
I don't know. I think what they wanted to do is bring the sound from the ice, right? So if you don't have speakers and microphones on the ice, it's very sterile. So you can't hear anything. You can't hear the swooshes. You can't, like, normally when you go to a hockey game, you can hear the tape to tape, like pop, pop. There's the sounds of the hockey, the skating and all that. If you don't have that, it's a really weird vibe. So I think in order to, if you have that coming from up above, coming down on you, I think they probably figured this out. It doesn't sound natural, but when it's emanating actually from the rink, they probably believe it's better. So I understand what you're saying, but they've done this before, and I think they've figured out that this is the best way to do it.
I will also say, on the topic of the speakers, I don't know how it sounded in the stadium, but on TV, the Tim McGraw portion was pretty rough.
Yeah, it was.
It
wasn't great in the stadium either. In fact, the second song he sang, you couldn't even hear him at all.
No.
Like it was, yeah, the audio was bad. Yeah. That was, if there was any letdown, I think that was it.
Well, good thing it had nothing to do with the game. That's the best part. Yeah. Jordan G was at the game. He said, they said best outdoor game ever. I venture to say that was the best hockey game I've ever been to, and one of the best in the history of the NHL. What a fun night we had. Yeah, I can't imagine. I know it was a Sunday night, so I don't know how late the bars stay open, or if everybody was even game to continue the party after Saturday. But I have to imagine that it was pretty hectic after that game, because I don't know how you come down from that and just get in your car and drive home. It's that. I think that's when something happens like that. I feel like you just want to keep the party going. But unfortunately, everybody had to go to work today.
Lonnie Wilkins says, I was blaming the creamsicles for 2 periods of hockey. We were Bell says, yeah, we're blaming the creamsicles. We were like, oh my goodness, this curse of Raymond James. We were doing the same thing. Yeah, I think everybody was thinking about that. What else you got?
Good on them for breaking that curse. We accomplished so much in terms of business last night in that stadium.
Which Yankee pitcher did they interview? I didn't see it.
It was Cam, and I'm going to butcher his name, Schlittler. I always butcher. Yeah, I always butcher that name. He's a Yankee pitcher, but he's from Boston. And then the other one was Will Warren, who was wearing a Lightning jersey, but I looked it up immediately, and I was like, I don't see any connection to the Tampa Bay area. I'm not sure why you're wearing a Lightning jersey. Cool, whatever. But yeah, I would have rather them interviewed some Rays people.
Richie P says, I just Googled the outdoor stadium game, best outdoor stadium game in history, and this was the answer. The 2026 NHL Stadium Series game on February 1st, 2026, where the Lightning defeated the Bruins 6-5 in a shootout at Raymond James Stadium, was arguably the greatest outdoor game. I don't even think it's arguable, frankly. James says, by the way, James, great negativity. His negativity curse played off well. He was already killing I can't believe this game. It sucks. He says Bettman, when interviewed, kind of took a jab at Espo, renting a bulldozer every time NHL came to town, asking about new stadium. Did he really? It's probably a joke they got going on. Or maybe not.
Look at this. Paul Stewart coming in. Second biggest Tampa sports event after you beating me 1-up round Palmacia in 2023.
Where he purposefully missed the putt so I could win. What a gentleman. What a gentleman. By the way, and I'm going to blame this on one of my teammates. Just to add to my weekend, Friday was my first competitive round of golf since back surgery. So we're playing out at Palmacia in our pre-Gasparilla thing, and I get to the tee, and all my buddies are there. Because we had 2 groups on a tee in the tournament. So there's 10 people watching my first swing, and I'm like, oh, Jesus. I freaking might whiff this thing. So I closed my eyes, and I hit one of the greatest drives of my life when we were putting. We almost freaking drove the green playing in the shamble, and we finished second. So that just added to my weekend, which was pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. So by the way, thank you, BioSpine and Dr. Bono, for fixing my back. I can play golf again. God, what a relief.
Buck Skull Gang in house said we deserve to be champions now. After that game, we want the cup. That's the other thing here. We're focusing so much on the atmosphere, the moment, all of that. The Lightning are also 17-1-1 in their last 19 games. They are playing without Braden Point, and most of this time they've been playing without Braden Point, Victor Hedman, Ryan McDonough. Chernak has missed time too. Sorelli gets hurt last night in the first period, doesn't return to the game. So they're playing with 10 forwards because they went 11-7.
Right.
No Dastu, he's out too. Carlisle and Crozier are playing. Gonsalves is playing on the second line with Dominic James and Jake Gensel. Imagine saying that at the beginning of the year. And they're 17-1-1 in their last 19. And after the hot start that the Avalanche got off to, which was historic, the Lightning are almost they're right on their heels for the President's Cup trophy, second in the league, first in the East. This is an incredible hockey team. That's the other part of this. Full steam ahead. These last couple months of the season are going to go by really quick, and then we're going to be turning the attention quickly to the playoffs, where you could see a rematch. I think right now it would be a rematch of Boston and Tampa Bay in the first round. So,
not sure I want that.
Yeah, well, it'll be kind of tough. Get down to a couple more here.
It's the playoffs, though. You got to play somebody good, right? The Panthers may not even make the freaking playoffs, and that'll be fine.
I don't think they're going to. Have you seen the Atlantic Division?
I know. I'll be just fine with that.
Yeah, I think we're good last night. Spilled Coffee says, brought my buddy with me to Hat Tricks last night, and now he wants a Vasi jersey and loves hockey now.
How about that? That's powerful. That's really powerful when you think about it. To watch one game and just totally be transformed into a fan. That's how good this game was. That's how good it was. Boy, Hat Tricks would have been a nice place to watch it too. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Chris Garrido said the Bruins pregame outfits were cute, but thank God they weren't the actual Colonial Patriots. If they were, we'd still be bowing to the king and having tea and crumpets.
Yeah, how did we fight so fiercely in those outfits? I have no idea.
We got a $10 or Mr. King, by the way. You said you didn't want any comments from him, but he gave you a $10.
Well, if he's going to pay for it, then we got to give it to him.
He's gonna pay for it. You gotta flash it up here. All in
fair enough. You got me, Mr. King. Well
done.
By the way, though, he was blasted. He was blasted Florida State. I don't know if you've heard. I know you have, Nick. Gus Malzahn is retiring. The OC.
Oh, I figured we'd get to it. I saw some comments and I was like, we'll get to those.
Like, really? After you go out and get a couple crappy quarterbacks to play your stupid system, now you retire? What the Listen, Mr. King, this is worth your $10. Listen, we suck. All right. We Florida State sucks right now. We're awful. It just is what it. I think I just got to laugh about it. I can't even get frustrated anymore. I wanted Gus to leave, but I wanted him to leave like right after the season so we could go get a real OC and have a real offense and not go pick up like the 17th best quarterback in the portal again. And it's just like, so he picks it. And I don't want to trash this kid from Auburn too bad. Ashton Daniels. Who
17
knows
is generous, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to. We don't know, right? But maybe he'll be good. But he's certainly not in the top 10 or 15 where FSU should be grabbing quarterbacks from. But whatever. Total dysfunction continues. What next at FSU? Seriously.
Well, he was hinting at.
Don't bring me down.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want to be brought down, but he was actually hinting at retiring before this year anyway. So
yeah,
I can't be so surprised. I'll end on this comment before we hit a break here. Where'd I go? I lost it. Let me find it again. Here it is. Douglas Batista says he wants to know if you will be at the Rays DeSantis press conference so we get accurate reporting as an alternate.
That's kind of what it's come down to now, Douglas, right? I appreciate I appreciate you pointing out to Mr. Topkin that he was 2 weeks late on that report as he's claiming he broke the story. Yeah, it's I'm hoping. I don't know exactly what time the press conference. I don't know if they've named the time yet. I haven't seen it. So if it's during my show, it might be a little bit different. So Wednesday is the county commission meeting, and that is definitely during our show. So I don't know if we want to live stream that. I actually wanted to lead a group to go over there and speak and be positive about this and speak for the community. So I'm formulating a plan on that. Got a lot of crap going on right now. So stay tuned. I'll let you know. We may, I don't know if we can do this, and I'll have to get with Tim on this. What I'd love to do is stream the county commission live and bring a group over there as part of the show. And we all get up and talk about how great this is going to be. And then live stream that in the show. How cool would that be? Just an idea. I mean, we can go anywhere with our phone and be part of the show. So why can't we go there? Just a thought. Anything else?
I guess we'll hit this last one because it's a little dig here. The Panthers are like the Titanic, horrible on ice and at the bottom of the Atlantic.
There you go. Well done. Well said. All right. Keep the comments coming and we'll get to it. Oh, and James says Ashton Daniels will now hit the portal.
Oh no, what will I ever do?
Does he get to keep his 1.1 million if he hits the portal? Like, how does that work? I don't know. We got that junior college kid that looks pretty interesting. So who knows?
Yeah, I was going to say the junior college kid's more interesting than Ashton Daniels. If I'm being honest.
Absolutely. Yeah. But what a circus. Ridiculous. Anyway. All right. We'll take another break. We'll come back on the other side. Big thanks to our friends at Riveters who were absolutely mobbed yesterday, as it has become, without question, the place to watch sports in Tampa Bay. Indoor, outdoor, great food. Everything is fresh. They have the microbrews there that are absolutely fantastic. The hazy IPA is amazing. The wings, the prime rib sandwich, the best happy hour in town, 3 to 7, and a late night happy hour as well. They got a huge Super Bowl party coming up. I'll be giving you details on that as the week goes on, but you're going to want to make a reservation, get a table over at Riveters. And always, if you're going to anything at Ray J or the new Rays Stadium, you're going to want to do it at Riveters, which is just a little about a half a mile south of Raymond James Stadium. and Steinbrenner Field, and probably right across the street from the new Rays Stadium as well. Riveters right there on Dale Mabry. Back in 3. Stay with us. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucks on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles! 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, fanstreamsports.com.
JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucks play. We'll see you there. Hey, kick off the new year by impressing her with a real diamond, a natural diamond, from Golden Diamond Source. Don't start with a fake diamond, guys. That's a really, really bad idea. And if you're ready to pop the question, find the perfect engagement ring at the Golden Diamond Source, just like I did, just like Nick did. It is the best selection, the best staff, the best everything. And discover the new Emily collection by Emily Johnson Weintraub, a sleek and modern jewelry line that makes everyday gifts absolutely extraordinary. And by the way, gold prices have never been higher, so turn that old unused gold into cash or a stunning new piece. Just take it on down to the Golden Diamond Source and trade it in. Lots to get done at the Golden Diamond Source this new year. Start with an engagement ring from the greatest, the Golden Diamond Source. 3800 Omerton Road, always online at the Golden Diamond Source.
It's a love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Let's go! Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by our newest wonderful local advertiser, Pitch Roofing. And first of all, with us talking about the Lightning, here's a good deal for you. If you are in need of an estimate, a roof estimate, you don't know if you need a new roof, you maybe got a little bit of damage up there, here's the deal. Call Pitch Roofing and you can be in the running for seats to a Bolts game in the Premium Mark Club up here in the studio. And I'm going to throw in a little extra. So if you win, I'll give you a backstage tour of Lightning Vision. So how about that? So get a roof estimate, free estimate from the great folks at Pitch Roofing. You'll get 2 seats in the Mark, which include food, beverages, early access, premium entry, and a backstage tour to Lightning Vision. How cool is that? And by the way, always get 2 to 3 estimates when replacing your roof. And be sure to include Pitch as one of those roofing companies. I'm going to tell you this. They're probably not going to be the lowest. And if you go with the lowest bidder, you're going to get the lowest bidder. And you'll probably get ripped off as well. I went and visited the guys at their office over in St. Pete, and they were telling me some of these horror stories about these roofers that come in and they just steal people's money. It is so important that you go with a reputable roof company and somebody who's not going to be the lowest bidder, because that's going to be the crappiest job you get. You cannot leave this up to these fly-by-night companies, and Pitch Roofing is anything but. They've been doing this for a long, long time. Great reviews. It's they use Owens Corning Preferred Contractor, a Better Business Bureau accredited, and MySafe Florida Home approved. You need all those things if you're going to go with a roofer. So Pitch Roofing is the way to go. You can go to pitchroofing.com. That's the website, pitchroofing.com, or go to 727-67-PITCH. That's 727-67-PITCH. Great folks over there at Pitch Roofing. And if you get an estimate, you'll be in the running for 2 premium Mark Club seats at the Tampa Bay Lightning. How about that? How about that? And that's just for getting a free estimate. And how about a company that says, hey, you get an estimate from us, but go get 2 more estimates as well, because they want you to see how the other folks come in, what they say, and how they do it. Because when the Pitch Roofing guys come in, they educate you on your roof. They don't just say, oh, this is what you need. They show you and educate you exactly what's going on. So when the other guys come over and try to sell you some BS, you'll know. So I love the way they do business, and we're really excited to be part of their family, Pitch Roofing. So, get in the running for a couple of those Mark seats. If you've never been up to the Mark, by the way, man, it is awesome. The food is fantastic. Everything you can think of, you want to eat it, they got it. Italian, carving stations, burgers, hot dogs, sushi, barbecue, liquor, beer, wine, crazy good. So, and they got really great seats up there. So check it out. It's pitchroofing.com. All right, let's hit a couple other things here, Nick, before we get back to some of the other comments. We mentioned the Gus retiring at FSU, and I wanted to, legendary coach, obviously, and he's had a really great career. But one of the greatest men I've ever met in my life, Lou Holtz, national champion, incredible, powerful speaker, literally one of the most amazing men in college football history. He is currently in hospice. His son Skip, good friend of the show, good friend of mine, has been with him in Orlando, and a lot of people are calling him and giving their kind of final last respects to Lou, who's just such an amazing man. I had a chance to, with my good friend Scott Fitzgerald, invited me to go over to an event last year for the 1988 national championship team, the Notre Dame team, and got to meet so many unbelievable folks. Charlie Strong was there. He was a coach on that team. And just amazing man. Prayers for him. What a great life. I mean, that guy did it all, seen it all, and had a great, great run. And he'll be eternally loved by anybody who's ever played him or met him. And he's been on my show a couple of times and could not have been more gracious every time I've met him. So anyway, prayers to the Holtz family, and celebrate a life that was so well lived. So well lived. All right. So I also wanted to, I guess and Corey Long will be joining us at 11:30, by the way, writes for NHL.com and also writes for Walter Football as well. So we'll talk a little bit about the outdoor game and what's going on at Florida State. So they elevated the quarterback's coach to the OC. Is that what they did?
It was Tim Harris Jr. who has been elevated to OC. Tim Harris Jr. he was at Gus at UCF, and he was Gus's offensive coordinator there. I wish I had good intel for you on like what you can expect if he's calling plays, but he was running the Gus offense. And I'm not sure if I can't imagine at this juncture they're going to just completely reverse course and run a different scheme, to be honest. So I don't know. But it's like he had the play calling duties at UCF, and then Gus would take him away, and then you'd give him back. It was a whole crap show there. But yeah, he's going to be the OC, and I assume calling plays, because I doubt Norvell's going to take on that undertaking for this year. But it just doesn't sound like it's going to be a very positive year for the Seminoles going forward.
Well, here is a breaking news here on the Rays front from Nicholas Villamil from the Times. So take this for what it's worth. So the first official details of the commitment the Tampa Bay Rays are seeking from Hillsborough County have emerged less than a month after the team formally honed in on Hillsborough College's campus. The Rays intend to cover at least 50% of the stadium costs, cover construction cost overruns, and fully fund future repairs, maintenance, renovations, according to a document from Commissioner Ken Hagan's office posted as part of the agenda for Wednesday's Hillsborough County Commission meeting. In exchange, the team is asking for Hillsborough County to consider covering up to 50% of the funding for the new ballpark by tapping into various funding sources under its control. The sources suggested by the Rays include the tourist development tax on short-term rentals and hotel stays, unplanned increases in revenue from a portion of the sales tax known as the community investment tax, and revenue from a property tax assessed to the specific area around the stadium. All the stuff that we've been telling you for a long, long time. This is how it's going to be financed. The team, according to the document, is also proposing two sources that would require the city of Tampa's approval: a fee on hotel bills near the stadium and a bond for infrastructure throughout the community development district. Quote, the conceptual framework could form a basis for possible future negotiations of a term sheet. The document also lists funding sources that may be identified in future negotiations, including a rental car surcharge, which Hagan has previously said could be a major help if authorized by Governor Ron DeSantis. Book that. Book that. On Tuesday, DeSantis and Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred are slated to be in Tampa for a news conference at Hillsborough College. DeSantis is expected to provide further insight on what role the state may play. Rental car tax, through his office, did not give a reason for the news conference in an email announced by the Times. At Wednesday's county meeting, Hagan will provide an update on Tampa Bay Rays ballpark discussions, according to the agenda item, largely based on the document. Discussion settled for 10 a.m. Be the first opportunity for county commissioners to discuss the Rays stadium plans with each other. All right, there we go. We feeling better now? Now, if the price tag is $2.3 billion, that's still a lot for the public to cover. But here's the thing. A rental car tax over 30 years, the life of the stadium. I mean, if you're just adding a couple of bucks to the millions of cars that are rented yearly in Tampa Bay and Hillsborough County, I mean, holy hell, that's a crap ton of money. That's a lot of money. All these different, and you notice what these taxes are, by the way. They're tourist taxes. And notice what they're not: property taxes. Now, and then the property taxes, right now, Hillsborough County, that whole 110 acres, there's a juvenile detention center on there. There's pickleball courts. There's parking lots. There's tennis courts. And there's Hillsborough County College. Now, as far as I know, they don't pay any property taxes. The pickleball courts especially, and the tennis courts. I'm pretty sure they don't pay any property tax. I'm joking, of course. So that land, everybody's like, oh, we're just going to give away the land. The land is not producing any income for the county or the city or the state. You build 2 condo towers there, 300 units apiece, that are costing $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, whatever they are, what these condos are going for these days, that overlook the ballpark and the entertainment district, that'll sell like wildfire. How much property tax are we going to collect on that we're not collecting now, that goes into the coffers? Now, these will be property taxes that the geeks at Kennesaw State University and whatever academics who've hated sports all their life and come up with these silly studies that say these huge projects have no economic impact. Yeah, a $5 billion like Water Street had no economic impact. Are you kidding me? But you can use the numbers to say whatever you want. But all that property tax money is tax that would have never been generated that is now going to be generated. So again, people can, and for the last week, especially in the Times, all you can say is what a boondoggle this will be. But of course, never said that the St. Pete one, which was the biggest boondoggle in history, never criticized that one bit. But come to Tampa and we got problems, right? Well, how ridiculous. Anyway, so you use all these things that were just used to just funded. Those are like user fees. So everyone bitching about, oh, we got to do this. And I know we need to build more roads and sewers and all that. I don't disagree with you guys. We do, but that's not what this is about. This is going to generate all the velocity of cash, as these economic experts say. That's going to generate the public's portion of this baseball stadium, as it should be. As it should be. Taxpayers are getting soaked enough as it is now. And especially, where we're looking at all the waste and fraud that's going on. And I think property taxes have gone up by like 50% in all over Florida and in less than 6 years. So there's a lot of shenanigans going on, as we know, with public funds. So we don't need to be soaking the taxpayers anymore. And this looks like a really palatable way to get this done. Everything we just talked about, by the way, if we may say, we've been telling you this for how long? This is how it's going to be funded. And does anybody not want a beautiful brand new $2 billion stadium for the Rays to play in? If most of it's going to be paid for by, all of it's going to be paid for by the guys that are building the stadium, the owners, and user fees, basically. I try to keep it simple here. Anybody got a problem with that? Nope. And finally, a centrally located baseball stadium that the entire area can get to during the week. Like, can we not get a little bit excited about this now? Oh, not until the shovels go into the ground. Those days are over. And I understand the frustration. Nobody understands stadium fatigue more than me. Trust me on that. But what we've always said is, let's do it right. Put it in the middle of the market, build a new stadium that adds way more than just baseball. We've had it on the edge of the market in a stadium that was outdated and obsolete before the doors even opened. And we played there for 25, what's going on 30 years. No matter what Nick says, it's not America's ballpark. So, I mean, can we not get a little bit excited about this? And the fact that the Raymond James is going to be renovated as well. And apparently the Glazers have that figured out, because they're not saying anything about the Rays thing. They said they want to learn more. Now, if they come in here at the 11th hour and said, oh, well, if you're going to give them all that, then there's nothing less for us, so we got to move. Okay, then we got a whole nother conversation. So let's handle one thing at a time. And I don't know why the Bucks would do that and not have been proactive with county government and said, hey, we got some stuff coming up ourselves. I mean, I don't know. That's still the weird part that I can't figure out. I'll tell you when I know stuff, folks, and what I think I know, but that to me is still kind of the thing that's out there that I don't get. And we'll see. But
what was even because the other thing too is like they have the renovations that were put in place for Benchmark. What does even that entail? Like, what am I missing there that needed to be like?
Well, they need to redo all the suites, I'm told. So they're going to redo all the suites. There's going to be so I was chatting with my my good friend Chris, the bartender up in the Mark Club. He's like, yeah, if I pour ammonia or something, if I pour something down this sink, it goes into the closet downstairs. So I think they have to redo all the pipes in the place. I mean, it's a 30-year-old building, and they need, it needs a lot of maintenance on that level. So, I mean, what's good about it is they're not talking about building a whole new arena, right? So it's got great bones to it, just like Raymond James Stadium. We can keep both of these stadiums for another, 20, 25 years if we keep them updated, from time to time. I'd rather spend, $275 million over the next 20 years than have to build a whole new arena, right? So, and I would rather spend, like down in Miami when they put the roof on that, the owner paid for the whole damn thing for the most part. So, maybe that's what the Bucks are thinking about, because I don't know. I don't know what the Bucks are thinking. We'll figure that out when they decide to talk. So anyway, hey, we got to take one more break. When we come back, Corey Long is going to join us, and we will talk. He was there last night at the outdoor game, writes for NHL.com, also writes for Walter Football. So we'll talk a little college football, what's going on at FSU and around the state and USF. We haven't talked much about Brian Hartline lately, so we'll get to some of that. Quick break. We're brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799. If you have not shopped around your insurance lately, folks, it's time to do it. There's some new companies coming in. They're offering discounts, so give them a call over at Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799. Back in 3 with Corey Long. Stay with us. JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucks and Rays play. We'll see you there. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, kick off the new year by impressing her with a real diamond, a natural diamond, from Golden Diamond Source. Don't start with a fake diamond, guys. That's a really, really bad idea. And if you're ready to pop the question, find the perfect engagement ring at the Golden Diamond Source, just like I did, just like Nick did. It is the best selection, the best staff, the best everything. And discover the new Emily collection by Emily Johnson Weintraub, a sleek and modern jewelry line that makes everyday gifts absolutely extraordinary. And by the way, gold prices have never been higher, so turn that old unused gold into cash or a stunning new piece. Just take it on down to the Golden Diamond Source and trade it in. Lots to get done at the Golden Diamond Source this new year. Start with an engagement ring from the greatest, the Golden Diamond Source. 3800 Omerton Road, always online at the Golden Diamond Source.
It's the love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite. I love it. So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here as we had some breaking news, which usually happens during the show, which is kind of cool. We like that, to do that on the fly. We're brought to you by the great folks at the Gold and Diamond Source. We're chatting with Steve Weintraub this morning on text. Great folks over there, another great local company. So if you're looking to get engaged and get a ring like Nick and I did, go on over to the Gold and Diamond Source, 3800 Almerton Road. Great selection, great folks, great staff. They're not going to make you buy something that's out of your price range. They got 5 years, no interest financing. Great place to shop for that ring, and bring in your old gold as well right now. Bring in that old jewelry. Gold is going through the roof. So get that cash money for wherever you need, or buy something new while you're there. It's the Gold and Diamond Source. Love those folks over there. All right, let's welcome in our good friend Corey Long, who I chatted with yesterday at the outdoor game, covering it for NHL.com. What's up, Corey? How are you, my friend?
Doing well. How you doing, buddy?
I don't know, man. I'm still buzzing from last night. That was just,
it was pretty exciting.
One
man.
hell of a show.
Exciting. That was pretty exciting, man. That was pretty exciting. You know, that was.
How many outdoor games have you covered?
This would have been my second. I did the Lightning game in Nashville as well.
Yeah, that was fun and it was great, but it didn't seem to have like a theme to it or the accoutrement that we kind of put into it yesterday, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was it was a wonderful time in Nashville. It was, obviously Nashville itself was great. I mean, there were a lot of things about that game that at the time, and this would have been 2022, were really, it was and I heard this from my coworkers, it was as good of a, Stadium Series game as they had done at that time. They hadn't really lean into a lot of the thematic stuff they were able to do here, but in terms of it being a great atmosphere and a great game and a great everything, it was fine. And they basically leaned kind of into just Nashville being a music town, and but there's not a lot of, I don't know much theming stuff you can do with music. At that time it was still a Stadium Series game. They entered through the stadium, they got to take the walk and stuff, and it was less about, this was a lot more about the about props and they really leaned into the Gasparilla Weekend and the pirate theme. So you had a bunch of kind of had the funny little the presentation. They were really able to lean more into the presentation aspects. So that was great, and everything was great. Scoring in 11 seconds, the goalie fight, Lightning spending most of the second half of the second period on the power play to get back in the game. Even Kucherov seemed kind of happy afterwards. I mean, as happy as he gets.
You were down there. I didn't get to go to postgame because I was doing the postgame radio show. What was it? What were the players talking about and Coop and everybody?
Oh, I mean, the big discussion was Vasilevsky fighting and really how, and I thought, and, not only was it big for the team, which was down 5-2 when it happened, but it was big for him too. They were sluggish. Obviously, they gave up 5 goals in 22 minutes of around 22 minutes of game time. And they were giving up odd man rushes. They were, I think the ice and just maybe their concerns of the ice had gotten into their heads a little bit. So they were doing things that were a little uncharacteristic, but they get a power play goal back. He fights with Swayman. I think that got the team a little relaxed. And Boston just kept taking penalties. I don't know what got into them, but they were 5-on-3 for over 2 minutes, and it appeared that Lightning gets 2 goals on that 5-on-3, and all of a sudden it's 5-4, and you really saw from that point on, and especially in the third period, Lightning went back to playing the 5-on-5 game that we've seen them play for this run. They were much more disciplined. I think they held the Bruins to 14 shots after the first period. So they really tightened up their game. I thought they would have won it in overtime when Pastrnak got that slashing penalty, which I don't know what the controversy is. I don't think he heard the whistle. He knew he slashed JJ Mosiers. I don't know. Like, it wasn't like he didn't know he slashed a guy. He hit him right in the arm. So he's smart enough to know that. So, I thought they would have gotten that on the power play. In overtime, 4-on-3s, you're usually scoring those, but it's okay. Got it in the shootout. It was a great day. It really was. I think the fans, who many of them paid a large amount of money for those tickets, I don't know if you can get your money's worth depending on what you paid, but it was pretty doggone close. I don't think you could ask for more. I'll put it that way.
I would agree. Some people decided not to spend the money. They'll regret that.
I couldn't imagine who that would be.
Hey, but just think, on your deathbed, you'll say, I still got that $400 though. So that's good.
You might have another. I mean, who knows? They might play another outdoor game in your lifetime. You're a young guy, might have.
I hope not, right, Nick?
I went to the Nashville one, so I already got that experience, and that was cool. Was cool, and and the tickets were probably half of what they were this year around, what they were going for. But we actually talked about earlier on the show. Do we need to it be in any rush to go right back into trying to get another one of these things done? Because I literally could not script or give you a more perfect event than what we just saw. And it's like anything else is just going to feel less than to me. It was such a great night. I almost want to just leave it be.
I'm sure they'll want to re-explore it at some point. It'll be a while. We're talking a decade from now. I'll be in my 60s. JP will probably be in his 40s by then. Who knows?
I'm moving backwards.
We'll so I don't see it. I don't see them coming back in 5 years and say we're going to run it back. No, there's a lot of places they want to go. I think the one that's coming up in Utah is going to be really fun. Anybody who's ever been to Rice-Eccles Stadium knows how beautiful that place is, and the backdrop's going to be exquisite. And I'm curious to see if they actually. If the NHL takes this show global on the road, finds global stadiums, soccer stadiums in Europe and places like that to do this game, I think that could definitely be a possibility down the stretch. I think the Lightning will be part of more of these games. Not in Tampa. I think they'll be the road team again. I think they love the fact that in Nashville they drew an amazing road crowd. It was over 20,000. They were strategic in not getting a lot of Bruins fans into the house last night, which you could definitely tell that too. So the Lightning themselves in the outdoor series and in the Winter Classic, I do see them continuing to be an opponent. Maybe within the next 5 years, getting another game somewhere on the road, but I don't think they'll do it in Tampa again for, like I said, at least a decade. I just it took a lot of preparation to do this one. And, the good thing is the science and ice will adjust, the technology will get better. And the next time they do it, they'll learn from the things that they did right and the things that they did wrong. So they'll give themselves some time.
Corey Long joining us here. You mentioned Kucherov. I don't know if you were there for his well, I guess he did it at his locker or whatever. Must have been weird being in the Bucks locker room talking to Lightning players. I don't know,
they cut it in half, so it didn't feel as large as it does, obviously, when the Bucks are there. They basically cut it off in half, so you have that half where the players can really get dressed, and that was still closed off. So it didn't feel that much different, a little bigger. People were stepping on the logo, of course, Saturday during the practice because, a lot of people just weren't thinking. But it was easy not to step on a logo because it still is a pretty big space.
Yeah, absolutely. And just the hockey itself, Corey, we're going to talk a little bit about that. Not only this game, but what this team has done now, 17-1-1, or just ridiculous numbers in the way they're doing it. We might be a little bit concerned about Victor Hedman, but Coop said it last night. They knew he would only play about 10 minutes, that he wasn't truly ready to play, but they obviously wanted to have him part of this incredible event. I think that was the right way to go, but he didn't play much in the second and third.
No, he didn't. I think, he's still getting his legs back. I think, given the fact that he obviously is going to play in the Olympics and wants to, I expect him to probably run out, especially if Cirelli's not available, to run out 11-7 for the next couple games going into the Olympic break, and that'll give Victor the chance to, play 9, 10, 11 minutes. McDonough. Yeah, when McDonough came back Thursday, he played almost 21, so he's ready. Like, he's ready to go, and he's playing big minutes already. But Vic, I think there's no reason right now. There's no reason to rush. You got 2 more games. You're not playing a ton of games in the Olympics, so he'll get his legs back there. And this is one of those rare years where they're super injured, but they've been so successful that. This break comes at a good time for them. Like, you don't have guys like Kucherov and Vasilevsky playing. McDonough's not playing. So half the team's not playing. So those guys will be able to kind of work out, or slow it down for a week, get the treatment they really need at this point. It's been a rigorous schedule. So get the treatment they need. They can ramp it up and be ready for the 25th when they come back. And the other guys are going to be playing in some, very competitive games that thankfully, IOC hockey isn't super physical. You're not going to see a line fight like you did with the Four Nations because guys get suspended for 2 games if they fight in Olympic hockey. So, you think, you think things are going to be, they're going to be a little bit, they'll be a little bit, less of a physical toll. It's just going to be the travel and the time, obviously, but everybody, you start talking to these players about the Olympics, and I mean, they're so excited. And we're excited. I'm excited. I'm excited to see the best in the world play against each other.
That's going to be so good. That's going to be so good. Corey, you may not know this, but this JP Peterson show is really, really big. We have millions of people watching, and whatever you're doing, you can't escape it. It's Chris Garrido, your good friend, that just posted. Said Corey Long, the only guy I know who's so bad at fantasy football he retired early. The Ali Marpet of fantasy football. Do you like the response, Mr. Garrido?
I won as many titles as Chris did during my time there, which was 1. And I think I made the finals like 40% of the time I was here. I didn't retire. I didn't retire early. Actually, we stopped doing it.
You want to give Chris another chance and the other guys a chance to win because you were dominating.
Yeah, I mean, we were. What Chris should really be thankful about. I saved the whole league from Sean King ever winning. So Sean King had an amazingly unstoppable
that was not going to happen anyway.
So I saved the whole league. So they should all be thanking me. Frankly, I really should be the first guy in the Hall of Fame on that reason alone. So
outstanding. I knew you'd have a great retort for that, so we wanted to get that in there. Hey, real quick, little college football. Gus retiring, as I know you're a big fan. So he and Tim Harris Jr. I guess takes over. What do we know about Tim Harris Jr.? Anything?
Oh, he's he was co-OC at UCF. I think he took 1 year as a regular OC after he had a gap year at Miami. He was the OC at FIU before that. Comes from the famous family down in Miami-Dade County. His dad, Ice Harris, Tim Sr., legendary coach. He coached Booker T. Washington down there, which was an amazing program when he and his dad built down there. So he's still young in college coaching. I think he's only been around. I think it's only his 6th or 7th season as a college coach. I think Mike Norvell's going to put the headset back on. I think this is his job's on the line, and I actually we say oh boy, but I think he's a better coach than he is a CEO, honestly. And agreed. I wish he'd lean more into the Dan Mullen comparisons that are with him. Where I think if he can just focus on his strengths, which I think he can coach. He's a decent coach. I think they'll be a lot more successful if he hired guys that could recruit better and left the recruiting up to the guys and just let them buy the groceries, let him cook. I think they'd be better off. I think him as a CEO, frankly, is not good because I just don't think that's his strength. I think he's learning and that's why, you bring in Gus, you bring in Tony White, they get to bring in all their guys. All right, now Gus leaves. You don't have any chemistry with these guys. Like, he's never really coached with Tim Harris. He's never coached with Cam Martin. He's never coached with Herb Hand. Like, these are all going to be new things. Like, Gus ran that side of the ball. Like, that was his. He was a veteran. Mike left him alone. Tony White runs the defense. I mean, believe me, if he didn't, Terrence Knighton wouldn't be coaching there. So these guys run their side of the ball. But I think it opens up some interesting possibilities. I think the quarterback competition is going to be a lot more open now because Ashton Daniels probably not that good, and I don't think Norvell would have wanted him if Gus wasn't there and it didn't fit what Gus wanted to do. So there's a situation.
Gus retired 2 months ago.
I don't know. I mean, that whole thing is weird. Like we thought you thought going into the Florida game that he wouldn't come back. Then you hear he's not. He told everybody he wasn't coming back to FSU, and then he wanted a head coaching job. He wasn't going to get a head coaching job. I don't think there was a great demand for him on the market as an OC. So, he comes back, and I think his heart's just not into it. He realized after the portal one, he probably saw an offense that he wasn't exactly excited about, and it's a lame duck kind of. You feel like Norvell's in lame duck status right now. It might just. He's 60. He's been doing this forever. He's got a ton of money. I just don't think his heart was into it. I don't think he cared enough. I don't think he really had the sort of chemistry with the players. I think he was hoping that he could kind of flip last season into a head coaching job. That didn't happen. So he dipped, basically, plain and simple. He dipped.
After
and he did it at the time.
A quarterback in the portal, and fantastic.
I'm overjoyed. I've 5 years across 2 institutions that I have been stuck with Gus Malzahn. I am absolutely overjoyed.
Yeah.
At this development.
Did we lose Corey?
I think we lost Corey there.
I think that was his way of going out. Corey's way of going out right there. That was spectacular. Just
like Gus, out of nowhere, just gone.
Out of nowhere, just dip. Man, I'm so excited about FSU football. The only thing good about FSU football is they have so many Friday and Monday games that we can watch all the good teams on Saturday. So it won't ruin our Saturday. Corey's back.
Sorry.
All right, that's okay. I was just saying it's great that they're playing Friday and Monday games, so it doesn't have to ruin my Saturday and go play golf. So, whatever.
Like I said, I think if Norvell can just not try to do anything other than coach, he'll be a lot better off. And there's some pretty young coaches around him, so it's not like he has to fight for that position anymore. Like Gus really. At the end of the day, he couldn't tell Gus a lot of what to do. He couldn't even really tell him what he thought because Gus just didn't care. Gus didn't have to care, and he had that leverage that I don't need this. I can leave. I'm doing this as a favor to you. These guys are trying. All these coaches now, with the exception of Herb Hand and Chris Thompson, who's one of Norvell's guys, are all in the come up. So they're going to listen to him a lot more. So he'll have a lot more. He's going to have a lot more impact on what they run, a lot more impact on the quarterback play, everything. And like I said, if he can just lean into and decide that he wants to be Dan Mullen and just not worry about the things that he's not good at, I think he'll be better at this.
Yeah.
He can't be any worse.
That's true. All right, partner. Well, we'll talk a little bit more USF and some of the other teams next time you're on. But, this is all breaking news for FSU, so we wanted to get that in. All right, partner, great stuff. Appreciate you as always. Where can everybody find your content? NHL.com.
NHL.com. I do some work for Fansided. I haven't written for Walter in years, so you don't have to talk about him anymore, but he's fine. I don't have any beef. I just haven't written for him in a long time. And obviously at Corey Long on Twitter. So I'm a little bit everywhere.
All right, partner. Great stuff. Good to see you yesterday, my friend. We'll see you soon.
Take care. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
All right. We got to reset a little bit here, partner. We got a lot going on with the Rays this week. This Lightning game will fade quickly locally, but it will always remain in our history, in our minds forever. What an absolute spectacle that was. And
I almost glad
to be a part of it.
I almost have to rewire my brain. It doesn't feel like it, but it's Super Bowl week. Tonight is opening. Totally. Tonight is opening night. They have the Pro Bowl, whatever they're doing for the Pro Bowl is tomorrow, I guess. I thought that was supposed to be on Sunday.
Football game?
Yeah, I thought it was on Sunday always, but now it's on Tuesday. It's in San Francisco this year, so whatever. But yeah, it's a Super Bowl week, but it feels I got to get back into it. that week off, like for whatever reason this year has really like taken me out of it. I got to get back in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Lightning game, obviously, and this is going to be a huge game for the Rays this week. And by the way, I don't want to just blow over the fact that, this new group is going to pay for half the stadium, and that's something we could never get out of Stu. Hell, St. Pete offered basically to pay for the whole stadium with the real estate deal involved. He would have made back the money he was supposed to put in anyway, and he still wouldn't do the deal. And I just want to underscore again that all this pessimism that we've, this saga that we've gone through was because of Stu and not because of Hillsborough and Pinellas and everybody else. The people around here have done their part. He's always been the problem. So now that he's out of the way, and I think this deal is very doable. It's very doable. I mean, if you're Hillsborough County and you can craft this in a way that most of this is going to be user fees why would you not want a project of this size and scope and a Major League Baseball team playing in your city? I mean, it obviously is a great impact for the community from an economic standpoint. I mean, if you're going to build a mixed-use structure that's going to be in the $6 billion range, you would just want to as a county government, you just want to let that go? I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, if the Rays were sitting here asking for money, property taxes and everything up front, then that's a no-go. But that's not what they're doing. So
yeah, and I was going to say too, keep in mind if 2.3 billion is the actual cost of this thing, then
I don't think that number is accurate, but
yeah, we'll go with it because it was we'll go with it. Let's just say it's in the ballpark.
Right.
Let's say it's around the ballpark. That means the Rays are basically like telling you like, hey, we're willing to put up more than $1 billion for this thing.
As opposed to the old owner who didn't want to spend a penny of his own money.
Like if I have it correct from back then, the EBOR thing, and I know that inflation things change obviously, but it was like what, around 800 something thousand?
Yeah, it was like 895,
8 million,
like 900
million.
million.
Yeah. And I don't recall that he was willing to put up half for that.
He said 150. And when Hillsborough County said, well, no, we need you to pay half, he said, no, not doing it.
Right. That's the way I recalled that thing going down. These guys are basically committing to spending $1 billion after they are already writing over $1 billion check to secure the team.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's pretty.
And the Times wants to be down on these guys. They'll support. They supported Stu through all this bullshit. And never told the true narrative about him. And that's why everybody thinks it's us.
Isn't this the first time too that they've really had like the commissioner and the governor both like I don't recall both of these things happening, like coming down to Tampa to be at this announcement, this press conference, whatever we're going to hear.
So MLB, it's the commissioner who handpicked his group to get it done is going to be there. The governor, who was nowhere to be seen with the old group, and for good reason. He didn't want to be part of Stu Sternberg's shenanigans. Didn't want no part of that because he's smart. Wanted no there was, and even the first time, Buckhorn, when he was the mayor in 2018 in Tampa, he was kind of lukewarm because he was dealing with Stu. He knew what was going on. And now you have Mayor Castor as well. She's never before with Stu was she gung-ho. She was always very reserved because she knew what she was dealing with. And now she's all in. And now Buckhorn's all in. And Manfred's all in. And DeSantis is all in. And we got a group that's actually going to put up money. And everybody still wants to point to 20 years of Stu as, oh, well, then we can't get it done. How stupid is that? That's just not smart. These are all new group of players. And you remove the impediment. Oh, yeah, it's still the same old, just shovels in the ground. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. Like, open your eyes. Open your eyes. This is a whole new deal. And I just would think that we should have some optimism about it. That's all. So, I mean, in closing, if you can't see what Tampa Bay can do when Stu's not involved, look at what we just did with this game. Tampa Sports Commission, Tampa Sports Authority, the Tampa Bay Lightning, the NHL. They all came together to put on the greatest outdoor game in history, executed to perfection. FanFest, the whole 9. And you don't think we can get this done? Of course we can. Of course we can. We got, and this is a group, yes, I know Patrick Zalupski is from, quote, Jacksonville. I'm told that he's moving here. I don't know that for 100%, but I know he just sold a Jacksonville Beach house and he's moving here. He's going to have a residence here. Ken Babby already lives here. Well, that's gazillion miles ahead of Stu already. And Bill Cosgrove has always lived in the area. So you got Tampa Bay owner and all the limited partners, Mike Murphy, Fred Ridley, Dex Imaging. I mean, all these great local partners that want to make this happen. This is what I've been telling you guys for a long time about this group. The governor, the commissioner, all of them. That's why this is going to work. Yeah, we could still screw it up with all this negativity that's been fomented by the Tampa Bay Times, who clearly does not want the stadium in Tampa. So I don't know. I think we got a good shot at it, and I'm excited. So stay tuned to our socials. We'll figure out what's going on tomorrow with the press conference. Hopefully it's not in the morning. If it is, I got to be there anyway. So we'll figure it out. But we may have a different show time tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure, but just stay. Look at our socials. I'll keep you posted as to what's going on. We'll hopefully have something on. We're definitely going to have something on from 10 to 12 tomorrow to set things up. So just pay attention to our socials, then we'll do it. Here we go. I love people like this. Fact check. DeSantis is, in fact, not smart. Yeah, people that go to Yale, graduate with honors and legal become governor of the state. Yeah, he's a complete idiot. But you at Florida Care are super smart. You're a brilliant guy. The guy that went to Yale and became governor, he's an idiot. But me at Florida Core, I'm smart. Love you people. Love you people. All right, that'll do it for today. Thanks again to all of our great sponsors, Riveters, Italiano, Golden Diamond Source, Kingmakers, Tampa, Third Generation Plumbing. By the way, if you need a job in your AC or plumbing tech, thirdgenerationplumbing.com, Cafe Paradiso, Genesis of Tampa, all our great sponsors, Bay Area Modern Medical Center as well. Love you folks. Great job, Nick. Sorry you didn't go to the game.
We'll live.
You will. You will indeed. And go to the next one. Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us as always and all your great comments. We really, really appreciate you guys. Oh, have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.